Alright, I'm going to go over this page, blocks of the periodic table, with you just to make sure that you label this correctly. So I already have the colors colored in for you. But number 1 says, label the rows of the periodic table using numbers written in the space to the left starting at 1. So I'm going to write the numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It tells us in the directions that those numbers represent the principal quantum number. Then number 2, each energy level contains energy sublevels that are referred to as S, P, D, and F. These are the blocks of the periodic table. So I've already colored the 4 blocks of the periodic table. It tells us to put an S in the first block of each row for the blue. So I'm going to put an S in the first block of each row. Then it says for the red ones, put a P in the first block of each row. Then with C, I'm going to put a D in the first block of each row. And for the green, or the F, I'm going to put an F in the first block of each row. Now here, number 3 says, each of these energy sublevels will be designated with a quantum number. So first off, N is the principal energy level. These are the rows. Okay, so N is the row. So it says that the number that's going to go with S is the same as the N, same as the row. So in front of the S, I'm going to put the row. And it says with the P that the number is the same as the N, same as the row. So with the P's, I'm going to make sure that's a 2 because that's in the second row. 4, 5, 6, 7. Then with the D, it says it's the row minus 1. Okay, so this is in the 4th row, but it's N minus 1, so I have to put a 3D, and then a 4D, 5D, 6D. Now these ones, at the F's, we want to make sure we know that the F block is fitting right here. Okay, so it's coming out of rows 6 and 7, but for our F block, our number that is going to correspond with that is N, or the row minus 2. So this is actually going to be 4F and 5F down here. So we put the corresponding quantum numbers. Now let's look at this. It says how many columns are in each of the blocks. How does this relate to the number of electrons per sublevel? So in our S block, there's 2 columns, and the S sublevel can hold 2 electrons. In our P block, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns, and the P sublevel can hold 6 electrons. The D has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 columns, and guess what? The D sublevel can hold 10 electrons. The F, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, has 14 columns, and you guessed it, F can hold 14 electrons. Setting up our periodic table this way is going to help us immensely when we learn how to write electron configurations. Alright? So, now that you got it set up, you are good to go for when we teach electron configurations next week. Thanks!